Y'all hear that? That is a sweet, sweet sound of laundry getting done. And that is one of my first steps for today. We're getting ready for tomorrow. Good morning and welcome to the start of the video. It is Wednesday morning and I'm getting ready to go to work tomorrow. Just woke up. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I get ready to go on the road, everything that I do to prepare to be on the plane for 4 days. So I'm getting ready for a 4-day trip. First things first, we gotta get those uniforms washed and get on with the rest of this day. So let's do it. Alright y'all, before I get to what I was gonna say next, let me just give you guys an update on the fish because I just had someone comment on the last video that you watched, the life update video showing my first trip of the year. It just went up today and someone just left a comment saying that they demand a fish update. So Spot had a baby. I don't know if I told you guys that, Spot had several babies and 3 have survived. So 3 did not get eaten or sucked into the filter. I have no idea, but Spot is alive and well. I've actually been doing a really good job taking care of the fish tank lately. So let me see if I can find the babies. There's 2 big babies and 1 really little one that are still left. I don't know where they are right now. Maybe they'll come out by the time I finish talking, but hello, it has been a few hours. I just heard the dryer stop. I got on my long sleeve shirt and my long pants, socks, and I'm about to go for a run. So in preparation for knowing that I'm gonna be out on the road for 4 days, I want to get outside, get some sunshine, and exercise. It's very important because there's no telling, honestly, how your trip is gonna go. You really don't know until you experience the whole thing because whatever is scheduled to happen could not happen at all. Things can get turned upside down. There could be delays, there could be cancellations, anything could happen. So I really prioritize always getting sunlight and getting exercise the day before my trip. My camera just ran out of space. Anywho, I'm gonna go out for a short run today. It is cold. I was gonna run on the treadmill, but it is just above the temperature that I would go out. I was expecting it to be like 20 degrees today, but it's actually 42 degrees right now. So I can do it, I can tough it out, especially when the sun is out. I don't wanna miss the sun if I don't have to, because once you step foot on that first plane, you don't know when you're gonna see the sun again, honestly. So gonna soak in as much sun as possible, get this run in. It is cold, so I'm gonna be careful and wear my trail running shoes for this run, even though I'm going to be running mostly, well, on some dirt, some street, but you can see these shoes have a lot more grip on the bottom because there is still a lot of snow outside. I don't know how much snow is going to be on the trail that I'm going to be running. I took a walk yesterday and walked like half the trail, and then there was still quite a bit of snow on the trail. Even though the sun is out, I'm sure it melted a lot of it, but maybe not enough. And I always wear my trail running shoes if there's snow on the ground or if it's raining. If I happen to feel frisky one day and want to run in the rain, those shoes will keep me from slipping and falling. So today is all about trying to relax as much as possible, but also slowly getting ready. So I got up this morning around 8 a.m. and I want to just be slowly getting ready. So you saw earlier, I ate my breakfast in preparation for this run and for the beginning of the day. And I also started meal prepping. I haven't meal prepped everything, but I usually will spread it throughout the day instead of just trying to cram it in right before dinner or right after dinner. I just really don't like that. I like for the evenings, especially when my fiance is home, for us to be able to eat dinner and then relax the rest of the evening. I don't want to be getting ready for work. I don't want to be running around the kitchen trying to cook food for my trip. But you know I got to meal prep because I'm a meal prep queen. So I made some chicken wings earlier. Those are in the fridge. I also prepared 2 yogurt bowls, which are in the fridge. And I got a couple of little things together, but before the end of this day, I will show you all my meal prep for tomorrow. So let's go on this run and then we'll come back and we'll go over everything about how I get ready to go out on the road. I am stalling a little bit because I really, 1, don't want to go for a run today because it's cold, and 2, No, that's really the only reason. It's just cold and I just don't want to go. But we're gonna go because I got goals, man. I gotta get better. So let's go on this run and then we'll talk about how I get ready to go on the road, because it's a lot more preparation than just throwing some drawers in a bag. So I will see y'all out there. Let's just go. Let's go and get this thing done. Complete. I'm really glad I went. As usual, I'm always glad when I just get my butt outside and go. Goal for January is to run 12 times, so 3 times a week, and that was my 3rd one, so we checked that off the list. I've got some water, some coconut water, and 1 scoop of electrolytes with 0 sugar, and no, I don't mean stevia or some other kind of sweetener. No sugar, electrolytes, and I got it in a to-go cup because we're going to dinner and we need to go, like right now. It's literally not even 3:30, but we're going to dinner early, and we usually eat earlier on days when I have to go to work, but this is very important. I know I'm going to be on the plane tomorrow, so I want to start hydrating now, not tomorrow once I step on the plane. I want to make sure that today I'm hydrating. I just ran, I just sweated, so I'm going to drink some electrolytes, some water, some coconut water, and I'm just going to keep drinking throughout the day. I've been drinking water, mineral water, since this morning, and I usually don't drink alcohol before a trip just because 1, it messes up my sleep, 2, dehydration, and 3, I just really don't drink like that anymore. So I will see y'all at dinner. Day. It is the morning before. Last night pretty much just got away from me. We had a great dinner. Then we came home, watched Squid Games, and went to bed. It's really important to spend time together before going on the road because I'll be gone for 4 days. So we tend to prioritize spending time together if we're off at the same time, especially before going out for a trip. So that's what we did last night. And today we really got to get all the way ready. So just to recap, priorities for getting ready for a trip is to hydrate, to get exercise, to get sunlight, to meal prep, and to pack and to make sure we have all of our things. Also to go over the trip itself and look at the trip, see what the trip is, which helps me to figure out how much of everything I need to bring, what I need to bring. There's different circumstances depending on where you're going. And for example, if I was going to Scotland, really couldn't bring hardly anything except for clothes because they will take everything that you have. So, oh, and also to get a good night's sleep, which we did last night. We went to bed at like 11 and woke up at like 8:45. So got a good night's sleep last night. And now that it's the morning, I want to make sure that I eat a good breakfast, and if I have time, which I should today, eat a good lunch before I go. Work out, which I'm going to do in a little bit. I always try to squeeze in a workout. Even if my trip is super early in the morning, I'll do a 5-minute core workout. Like even if it's just 5 minutes, I try to do at least a little something. It helps me start my day off right, helps me to feel accomplished, and helps me to tick off something, because once I step on that airplane, I have no idea if I'm even going to work out for the entirety of the trip because energy levels tend to dip real low. So once you step foot on that aircraft and flying around for multiple days in a row, it's exhausting. It's super draining mentally and physically. So if I get some exercise in before I leave, I'm much happier. We're going to make sure we bring water with us to work. And of course, we're going to leave in a timely manner. You cannot be late in this industry. You can't be late. You can't be late. You can't be late. This is not like a normal job at TJ Maxx where you can be like 2-3 minutes late. You literally can't be late. Everyone else can be late, but you as a flight attendant cannot be late. So we're going to leave in a timely manner, especially today because my check-in is at 6:30 p.m., which is late, which I love to see, but The catch is I'm gonna be working late into the night. I actually have a red eye. We're gonna leave at like 5 o'clock because rush hour, and also because it's snowing again. It's snowing again. Very upset to see this. I was actually gonna work out and go for a walk before my trip, but it's like 20 degrees outside. There's like a wind advisory. It's super windy. It's snowing. So where I'm going though, I'll get plenty of sun. So I'll get sun when I get there. But let's look over the trip and see what we got going on. All right, got the trip right here. So this is a 4-day trip, which means 3 sleeps away from home normally. But for this 4-day trip, it'll only be 2 sleeps away from home because one of my layovers is long. So I'm gonna do Denver to LA today, which I'm also kind of concerned about because of the fires going on in LA right now. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I've been hearing things like people are able to smell the burning and stuff while they're flying over the area. I don't know, but I will let you know. But we're gonna go from Denver to LA. We sit for 2.5 hours. Then we're gonna go from LA to Cancun, which is a 4.5-hour flight, and it's a red eye. So it'll be from 11, almost midnight to about 7:30 in the morning. You don't get a late check-in without having to pay for it. So paying for that by working a great, amazing red eye flight, my favorite. And then we have a 27-hour layover in Cancun, which I'm very excited about because I've only had like the shortest layovers in the world in Cancun, like 11 hours, 13 hours. And this time I get to lay over for a whole day, and we stay at a pretty nice hotel from what I hear in Cancun. So I'm really excited about that. So we have a 27-hour layover. We spend the entirety of a whole day in Cancun, and then the next day we fly from Cancun to DC, which is a 3-hour flight, and then DC to Seattle, which is a 6-hour flight. See, we gotta pay for that late check-in. 6-hour flight, but we do have a very humane 16-hour layover in Seattle. So we love to see that. Then we do Seattle to Houston, 4.5-hour flight. Houston to Denver, 2.5-hour flight, and we get back to Denver basically at midnight. So that's the trip. I see I have 2 layovers, so I need to have outfits potentially for 2 different days. I'm going to Cancun, so I know it's going to be hot, it's going to be sunny. I'm going to bring my swimsuit, I'm going to bring my sunglasses, just things like that. When I'm looking at the trip, I know that I need to have with me. I'm also looking at what times I'll be landing in each of my locations. So I'll be getting into Cancun early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. So I know I'm probably gonna want to eat breakfast. So should I bring my breakfast? Should I buy my breakfast? That's a decision I'm gonna have to make. Y'all, I'm gonna bring it because we're saving our coins over here. And then the next layover in Seattle, we land at 8:30 at night. So I know that I'm gonna either want to eat dinner on the plane probably before I get there and just get there and go to sleep. And then we leave in the afternoon. So I'm gonna either need to buy breakfast or bring breakfast, which I'm hoping I can bring it. My only concern about this trip is the Cancun layover in the beginning, because sometimes in Mexico, they're kind of funny about you bringing food in and out. So I'm just gonna have to pray about that. I'm still bringing my food, and we're just gonna pray, and hopefully they know the crew is not up to anything. Okay, we're just working. We're just trying to get from point A to point B and not spend every single cent that we're making. So they're normally cool about it. I think it'll be fine. I have 2 layovers. I'm gonna bring 2 breakfasts. I'm gonna bring 3 dinners, some snacks, and if I have to supplement by buying food somewhere, then I will, but I think I'll be fine. So that's the plan. 2 breakfasts, 3 dinners. I'm definitely going to treat myself to at least 1 meal in Cancun, because you can't go to Cancun for 27 hours without trying the local cuisine. So that's what we're gonna do. Generally, if I have a long layover, I will anywhere where if it's over 24 hours or something like that, I'll treat myself to 1 meal there, just because I don't want to sit in my hotel room for 24 hours and heat up clam chowder on my Hot Logic. So yeah, it's just, that's a rule that I have for me. If it's a long layover, I will buy food. If it's short, I definitely won't, because 1, I don't have time, and 2, it's easier to just bring food, cook it, eat it, get on with the rest of my trip. So that's the trip. Give me an idea of what I need to bring, what I don't need, what we got going on. So with this information, I will be proceeding to finish packing, finish getting ready for this trip, and getting on out the door. So let's do this. Had to braid the hair. That is one way that I definitely get ready for work. I rarely, very rarely these days, go to work without my hair braided like this, just because it makes it a lot easier to manage and put it in a ponytail and keep it out of the way, because it has a mind of its own and it likes to fly all over the place. But so this is one of my uniforms, my lovely, see if I can back up. This is the uniform I'm gonna wear today. My lovely wife, and yes, I did say wife, just steamed it and hung it up. She's been doing this since pretty much the beginning of our relationship. She will get my uniform all situated and ready. She'll steam it, she'll put everything together, and she'll hang it up on the closet door like this. And I put a pair of socks in the pocket like that, so that when I'm ready to get dressed for work, every single thing is right there and I don't have to worry about it. I've gotten so spoiled that now when I don't have my uniform all set up like this, I'm literally like Patrick when he had that plank nailed over his head and he's trying to like walk in the door. That's literally me when I have to figure out how to get my own uniform ready now, because she's been doing this for well over a year. So now let's talk about how I have all this stuff laid out on the bed. I'm now getting into actually putting all my things in my bag. I'll just get right into it. So for this trip, we're going to be in a tropical hot location for the most part. So I have like swim stuff here, swimsuits, a swimming cap, goggles, and a hat to protect me from the sun. I have some shorts right here, and also some like bedtime shorts that I usually wear like in the hotel room. So let's go on with over here. I've got my scarf. You already know what it is. Can't go to bed without my scarf. I've got a sports bra, just sort of like a shirt, quarter sleeve shirt. I've got my pajamas. This is a nightgown that my best friend Shannon got me like almost 10 years ago, and I always wear this nightgown on every single trip. It's just so easy to have a nightgown. It's warm, it goes all the way down to my knees. I ain't trying to be cute for nobody on my layovers, so I wear a panda nightgown. This has been the nightgown for the last 3 years. I was wearing one that was like a moose nightgown, but anywho, I've got this. I wore this shirt on my last trip. Shout out to Homer Simpson. I thought it was fitting because he's got his little swim situation ready, and I also, like I said, I wore this on my last trip, so it was easy to just throw this straight into the washing machine, pull it out, and just put it back in my bag again. So got that. I've got a sports bra, and I've got some shorts in case I decide to go for a run, which hopefully I do if I'm not too exhausted. So these are my clothes that I'm bringing. I have this bag, my Black to the Trails baggie that they gave us after finishing the race. This is just a bag to have just to carry my stuff in if I want to have something like a purse. It's really wrinkled right now because I just washed it, but it's really lightweight and it doesn't take up a lot of room. Right here I have what I always tell y'all to have, a pillowcase, because I will not put my face on the hotel pillows because hotels are filthy. Okay, every single hotel, I don't care where it is, what they say, the rooms are not clean. So we bring our own, what's this called, our own pillowcase. I have a bunch of washcloths here because I don't use the washcloths either. Yeah, there's like 4 here. I might need to get another one. I have a bunch of pairs of socks here. These are compression socks, so I always wear compression socks because obviously I'm working on the plane. And that's about it for the clothes. I didn't show you my underwear for obvious reasons, but you won't notice like a ton of extra outfits or extra pajamas. I also have like some socks that I wear in the hotel room, so I don't have to walk around barefoot. But this is what I bring. I don't bring a ton of extra stuff. Y'all know, if you've been watching the videos for a while, that my setup is one carry-on suitcase and my Yeti. That's all I bring. If it can't fit in there, it can't come with me. I don't like to drag around a bunch of heavy bags, a bunch of extra stuff. This job will either teach you how to pack or you will be forced to overpack, because whatever you bring with you, you have to drag around with you for however long the trip is. In this case, 4 days. I don't want to drag 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bags with me around for 4 days. Now there are exceptions sometimes, like commuters especially. If you see a flight attendant with a ton of bags, 9 times out of 10 they're a commuter. Sometimes they're just doing a turn and they just don't know how to pack, but usually they're a commuter, and sometimes they're out on the road for weeks and they have to bring weeks worth of stuff out with them, so that's why they have a ton of bags. But luckily right now I'm living in base, and so I just really try to bring as little as I possibly can. The only thing I really pack extra is underwear and socks. That's it. Everything else, I hope to God the trip doesn't fall apart and I get stuck out for a week or something, and if I have to wear something twice, then I have to wear something twice. The only time that I have really paid the consequences of not packing a ton of extra stuff was one time when I got COVID in 2021, I think. You can go back and watch that video, but I got COVID in the middle of a trip and I got quarantined at a hotel actually in Denver for almost 2 weeks. I could not leave the hotel, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, during that week I pretty much just didn't wear clothes at all. I just sat naked in my hotel room other than the times that I was on camera, because I had like 3 days worth of clothes with me, 3 days worth of just everything with me, and I was doing sink laundry and I just didn't wear clothes closed the whole time because I didn't want to get my clothes all sweaty and like gross, and like I said, I couldn't leave the room. So if you have to do what you got to do, then you're going to do what you got to do. Like I said, in almost 10 years, something crazy like that has only happened one time. The most that usually happens is I'll get stuck out for one extra day, and in that case, I'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine if you're stuck for one extra day. So honorable mentions, I have my Kindle here. I used to have an iPad, but someone sat on it and completely destroyed it. So I got a Kindle Paperwhite, and I absolutely love this. I love this a lot more for two reasons. One, it's a lot easier on the eyes to read off of. Get a lot of reading done on my trips. And two, it's only, I got that on sale during Amazon's like Prime Day or whatever, and it was like $80. So, and then it's like $100 at the most. So if God forbid I lose it or it gets completely destroyed like my iPad did, it's not the end of the world. I can replace a $100 Kindle if I had to. I wouldn't want to, but if I had to, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Like when my iPad got messed up, and that thing was $1,200, and that was that was kind of devastating. I was not happy about that. So $80 Kindle Paperwhite, it can hold like 50 million books. It's great. I love it. I would highly recommend it. Another honorable mention is my water boiler. I am definitely a tea girly, and I like to make tea on my layovers, and I don't want to use the coffee pot in the hotel rooms. Those are, if you think the room is filthy, that is, get you a portable kettle. I got this one on Amazon. It's nothing special. You can get any kind, but this is the one I've been using for a little over a year to boil water for anything. Tea, you can boil, you know, noodles, coffee, whatever. I also have this. This is one of those battery pack, like you can plug stuff into it and it'll charge it. So whatever that's called, a portable charger. This is actually a required duty item. I would have it anyways because you just never know what's gonna happen or where you're gonna be, if the plugs in your hotel room are gonna work. I've had that happen once or twice. The plugs in the hotel room didn't work. On the plane, if you're traveling, sometimes the outlets in the on the plane won't work, and people come up to us all the time and they're like, oh, do you have any way for me to charge my phone? My phone's about to die. We don't. We carry these with us. Okay, we can't charge your phone or our phone. We have these with us, and if you travel, I would highly recommend that you get one of these because you need to be able to charge your phone, and they're not going to delay a flight or cancel a flight because the outlets aren't working. It's not a life or death situation. So I don't think you would want the flight to be canceled just because the outlets aren't working. I think you would want to go wherever you need to go, and then you can plug your phone in when you get there. So always carry that. I have a shaker bottle. This isn't a must-have, but I will mention it just because I like to drink like greens powder drink, and I have this small shaker bottle that I bring with me so that I can drink my drink on the road. I just think it's important. And what else? Water bottle, of course. I always carry a water bottle with me on my trips because planes make you dehydrated, and so I make sure that I have plenty of water with me, as well as a coffee/tea mug. I bring this with me too. These are essential. I bring my running shoes with me, so I'm gonna bring these because I'm hoping and praying that I will have the energy to run when I get to my Seattle layover. I know I'm not gonna do it in Cancun. I'm just gonna probably be in the pool or at the beach, but we're gonna run in Seattle. That's the plan. Quick update, I did a 30 minutes of an upper body workout, just YouTube video that I follow along. So I did 30 minutes of upper body and core. What I'm doing right now is I'm doing 1 week with actual weights and then 1 week with body weight. So I'm trying to get better at my body weight exercises, but I can't stand doing body weight exercises. So doing 1 week on, 1 week off, it's helping me mentally be able to do it. I know that in a few days I will be back to lifting weights, so I'm happy about that. But anywho, like I said, all showered. I've got a tuna tuna bagel here. Please don't sleep on a good tuna sandwich or good tuna bagel. This is what the actual tuna looks like. So I made a whole can of it, and half is going on this bagel and the other half of the can is going with some greens, some salad. I made some dressing. So I'm gonna hurry up and eat this, get the dishes clean, and just wrap up everything else that I have left to do. But this meal right here is essential because it'll probably be like 5 to 6 hours before I'm able to eat again, which will be on the red-eye flight to Cancun. So it'll be, yeah, like I said, 5-6 hours from now. So gotta get that food in, and I will see you guys in a bit. All right, and that is it. Car's all packed up. I made myself some coffee to help me get through this long night. We will not be in Cancun until 7:30 a.m. and it is 5 p.m. here. So about 12 hours from now, we will be in Cancun. I gotta get out the door. If you enjoyed this video, you already know exactly what to do. And Happy New Year again to everybody. In the last video, I said, let's have our cake and eat it too in 2025. And we are still naming and claiming that for the year. So if you name and claim that also, leave the cake emoji down in the comments below. If you watched the video all the way to the very end, some of y'all did that in the last video, so thank you for looking out because I forgot to say it. But do all those things, all the good things. I gotta go pay some bills. Make sure that you guys are taking very good care of yourselves. It is the most important thing you can do in your whole entire life. Check out the links in the description down below, and I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.